Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 23rd. We're just gonna jump right in here, Aries, and see what is going on for you. Sorry, you didn't see that, but that card layout was terrible. So, hold on one second. I just have to fix these. But let's see what's going on for you this week. Definitely some sort of victory. Every single time I read for you lately, I'm pretty sure that you've had this card here, this Come to the Edge card. I feel there are a lot of benefits for you in particular in kind of that, in pushing things to that point where you would normally give up, or kind of going to that point where you would normally like stop doing something. That Come to the Edge card is kind of like a card of, you know, pushing past where the point where you would normally stop in pretty much anything. Could be like work, business, could be relationships as well. It's like maybe you always get to a certain point in relationships and you quit. The other thing I like to remind people is maybe there's a good reason for it. You know, maybe you always end up in relationships that only last 6 months, for example, or, you know, maybe you end up in relationships that only last for a year. And so this card says that maybe there's a reason. You know, what happens at 6 months? What happens after a year? Like, what is it that is causing that to happen? And if you can figure that out, then you can fix it. If you want a long-term relationship, some people are happy in, you know, short 6-month relationships. But if you're not, maybe you are picking those people that are happy in short-term relationships or only want that, and you're not picking the people that want something, you know, long-term. So this card kind of says it's like two things. I feel like it's kind of like saying, you know, look at the point where you would normally give up on something. And I would also say, look at the point where, you know, if you have anything in your life where you get to a certain point and then you back down, you know, what is stopping you from kind of moving forward? I think if we look inside, we find like a lot of those, we find a lot of answers as to why this happens. Same thing in money as well. By the way, damn. I mean, really good reading. I knew this was going to be good reading. Your readings have been good. But same thing with money. It's like, you know, I think we all get to a point where we maybe have a goal to make a certain amount of money. Maybe we want to make like $10,000 a month, but maybe you're making like 9, right? It's like you're like this close to something. That's really how I feel about this reading in general. I feel like you're like this close to something, but it's like just like a little bit more pushing with this right here, I feel will lead to success. You have the Chariot, the King of Swords in the World here. We go up to this Immersion card, by the way, that says Cancer on it. And really, I mean, I could end this reading after about 3 seconds, because I feel like this reading is just saying you need to immerse yourself in something. It's like you can't be 1 foot in, one foot out with this reading. I feel like you need to surround yourself with an energy. So if you're like in a business and, you know, it's not as successful as you want it to be, maybe you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If it's relationships, maybe you're 1 foot in with relationships and maybe you're always thinking about like running away or, you know, whatever. Again, I'm not criticizing you here, Aries. I'm just saying, you know, we all do this. Like I say, I'm not, you know, it's like I'm not perfect. You know, there are plenty of things that I do that are exactly like that, right? So, you know, people always get so offended when I say these things. I'm like I am, I am like the living example of all the things that I say, right? I say them because they're probably true about me. So, you know, don't think I'm criticizing you. Trust me, Aries. But what I would say here is it's like if you're entering, you know, there are things I think we all do where we enter into a relationship and maybe we don't like directly exactly say, oh, I'm going to leave this relationship. But maybe there are things we do where we like hold back or we don't, you know, enter in as our like full authentic self, and that is like preventing us from being successful in relationships. So I kind of just feel like the world accomplishment, really good cards here, 2 aces right next to each other, which I love. I mean, to me, that's very positive. But again, I feel like there's a need to kind of be your true authentic self. You have the King of Swords. It's kind of interesting because I do get a little bit of a standoffish energy on the King of Swords. I feel that he needs to be opening up here. So I feel being open would be very beneficial. And you do have the Chariot. I feel some of you could be moving, and I also feel some of you are taking control. I mean, really, I feel all of you are taking control over something with this Chariot card. Probably your own life and the direction that it's going in. For some of you, you know, the thing is I normally say that the Chariot is like a change in direction. He's leaving behind a city that is behind him here. But I feel for some of you, I definitely feel could be changing direction. For others, I feel like you're doubling down on something. And again, it doesn't matter which one you do. It's like maybe you have a business and you love it and you want it to be successful. Double down on it. Make some sort of investment into the business. And by the way, that doesn't have to be money. It could be your more time, a little bit extra time. An investment could be learning a little bit more about what it is that you do, educating yourself. An investment could be starting a group with other people and learning from those other people about what you do. Could be anything. But what I would say here with this chariot is those are the words that are popping into my head, honestly, is investment. It's like if it's a relationship, invest a little more time. If it's a business, invest a little more time, or energy, or it could be money, or it could be education, right? I feel like that's going to make all the difference in the world. I really feel you're kind of going to be surprised with like how much, just a little bit of a change will kind of increase, abundance, income, love, whatever it is you want. You have this endless possibilities card. I feel you're opening more up to these possibilities, again, by investing more heavily into something. I feel you are I feel like you don't realize like all the connections that are kind of going on here. And I'm pretty sure I've said this to you before. That seems to be a big theme for you this year, Aries, is that it's like the things you're doing now are going to lead to very big connections in the future. Kind of makes sense to me because you have Jupiter in your first house right now. Amazing for you, right? Then next year it's gonna, through the end of this year, it's gonna retrograde back into Pisces, but then it's gonna, at the end of the year, it's gonna move back into Aries, and it will be there next year, and then the year after it'll be in your second house. Really good time and really good for connections and being noticed, by people who are important. This could be in work, business, career, love, pretty much anything. It could be other things as well, but I feel like you don't realize how really investing your time, effort, and energy into something that you want to take control of with that chariot, how it's going to lead to success. You have the Hangman, the Ace of Swords, and the King of Cups here. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces here. There's some sort of truth that needs to come out if you're dealing with a Pisces. I feel like this is bringing things into balance for sure. For others, I would be careful. If you're dealing with like a sneaky person here, I would be careful. I do get like a little bit of a sneaky energy. I don't want to say like someone's like against you or anything like that. But again, if you feel that energy, then, I would be careful of anyone who's tricky. It is popping into my head. There really aren't any cards here that would represent that, but it is popping into my head. I do feel this is also talking about your authentic truth, like I was saying earlier, how like when we are more authentic and we enter into situations, correctly, then we see a better result. With the King of Cups, I feel could be talking about moving. There is a boat behind him right here. The boat on the King of Cups, it represents going into kind of like uncharted territory, going somewhere you've never been before, or going somewhere like on an adventure. So some of you, it's like you could be going on an adventure. I feel like it's a really good time to explore things that are a little bit unknown. I think part of the what I will say, Aries, is like what I would tell people is like I encourage people to like invest their energy into new things, but only like percentages is how it always pops into my head. Like, what the hell do I mean by that? It's like, well, if you're interested in something new, you might be interested in like a new business or something. And I would like research it and put some time, effort, and energy into it. And then I would do a little work on it. And if it works, keep moving forward. I keep telling people we need to trust the evidence. I think the danger is going all in on something, where it's like you give something everything you got right off the bat. And it's funny that we're talking about how basically this reading is saying you have to go all in on something, right? But, but again, we're doing this in an intelligent way where we're giving some, at the beginning of maybe investing your energy into something, you're giving a little bit of time, you're waiting for a return. If you get the return, keep going, right? And I kind of feel that energy here on the King of Cups. So that might seem a little contradictory. It's not. It's about equal give and take. It's about balance. We see balance right here. These are normally golden yods right here on these Ace of Swords. And the 6 golden yods represent perfect balance. So again, I would make sure that there's equal give and take in any situations that you're entering into. For most of you, I feel this is also more talking about love. So if there's a love situation entering into your life, I would be more balanced. The Hangman is like, I feel like you've been waiting for things to change for a very long time. This reminds me of that come to the edge card. It's like sometimes I think we want to invest more in a situation, love, business, or otherwise, but it's like we've been stuck for so long. We're just like, wait, can I immerse myself in this right here? Can you immerse yourself into something, or should you, kind of like wait? And again, like I said, I would trust the evidence. There, that's a major theme this year, is that, and I keep saying it, almost everyone, except for you, because I'm trying to make a point, Aries, right? Almost everyone gets the Justice card lately, and I keep telling people, trust the evidence. It's like, put a little energy into something. If you get energy back, keep moving forward. If you don't, stop, right? And that's pretty much what we need to do with this energy. You have the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Five of Cups. The Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. I love two aces right next to each other, so I feel like there's a lot of abundance coming in for you. The Ace of Wands also like out with the old, in with the new. There's a castle, and that castle is meant to look like it's crumbling in the background, and it just represents something new. It's like out with the old, in with the new. So I do feel like there's a new beginning coming in for you. I feel this is going to sound weird, but I feel like the faster you can overcome disappointments, like the better, right? With the Five of Cups, I'm actually going to be doing a video on this on my new channel, all about kind of like my ideas on experimenting in life, and like what I mean by saying experimenting with life. I feel like too many times, I've just been collecting all this information from all of you for like 7 years now on this channel, right? And I just see it where it's like, I don't know, maybe because I fell on my head when I was like 10 years old, like this is how my crazy brain works now, but I feel like we need to experiment. It's like too many people like look at entering into a business and they kind of like go all in, and they only try one way of making it successful, right? And then they quit when it doesn't work. And I feel like the universe is encouraging this right here. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is my card of exploring. Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I think what this reading is encouraging you to do, and we're about to clarify it in just a second, is it saying go all in on something that you want to be successful, but don't be so, I think that what it's saying don't go all in on is the way that you become successful, and again, I know that sounds contradictory, but it's really not. It's like you're committing to one idea. Maybe you're committing to starting a YouTube channel, starting a business, getting into a relationship. But I feel like what it's saying is, if you think that you're only going to be successful on YouTube by starting a vlog, you're missing out on like a lot of other ways that could be successful for you, right? So I feel like the Nine of Wands is more saying, like, if you were to start a YouTube channel, do a couple vlog episodes, do a couple of other types of episodes on your channel, and then what works, double down on it, immerse yourself in it, right? And I think that's kind of like what this reading is encouraging you to do. And again, I'm just using YouTube as an example because this is all I do, right? With the Chariot, you have the Three of Wands, definitely going on. I see a lot of you moving or traveling. I'm pretty sure every single reading I do for you, there's something about moving or traveling. Again, I'm cheating. To me, Aquarius, Aries, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, that kind of like part of the sky. There's like a lot over the next several years. There's just a lot of moving energy, I feel, for those three signs. So it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of you were moving or traveling or making changes. And, I feel like it'll be exciting. It'll lead to expansion. I see you connecting with more people because of it. And these are people who can help you kind of rise through the ranks, especially in like career or business. So I like it. With the King of Swords, you have the King of Cups again. It's kind of interesting. I see someone opening up to you here. If you're looking for love, this could be a water sign, could be any sign. Take it how it resonates. I feel like this is someone who is like a little bit closed off, and now they're opening up. For some of you, you've never talked to this person. And again, it could be any gender, so take it how it resonates. And what I mean by that is it's like maybe this person has been in your energy field. Maybe you're not really aware of them either, right? But I feel like sometimes it's like we come together in the, astral realm, whatever you want to call it. So maybe you've been feeling like the presence of a relationship. I feel like this person was closed off. Now they're opening up to a relationship. That's how I'm seeing the difference. So if you're looking for love, could be love. With the World, you have the Eight of Wands, more moving. Again, every single moving card here. So wouldn't surprise me if you're moving or traveling. The Eight of Wands is also a quick conclusion or quick success. So I feel like there is quick success coming in for you. With the Hangman, you have the Knight of Wands, adventure, more adventure. Knight of Wands encourages you to be spontaneous again with the Nine of Wands. Again, I feel like if people understood, I asked a question a couple weeks ago, and the whole reason I asked a question is because I want to do a video on it, about people wanting to get, I asked a question about what's preventing people from getting started. What was very interesting to me is pretty much everybody said the same thing. They have very similar answers. is what I would say. But it's like, if you knew, if I could give you a guaranteed way to be successful, it would probably remove a lot of those fears. But I feel like people don't think that it's guaranteed, right? But again, I gave you the guaranteed way to be successful, right? The guaranteed way for you to be successful at this time, Aries, on anything you want to start. Guess what? You don't even have to pay for it. You get it for free right here, right? The guaranteed way to be successful is to experiment. Like I said, if you want to launch a podcast, I would come up with 5 different ways that you could do the podcast. Do all 5, pick what works. Same thing with love. Maybe there are 5 different types of people that you date. Date all 5 and do what works, plain and simple. And I know that sounds ridiculously simple, but it is. With the Ace of Swords, you have the High Priestess. Could be dealing with the Pisces. I'm pretty sure Pisces has been, all up in your business lately, Aries. I feel like you're very kind of like intuitive at this time as well. I feel like your intuition is kind of off the charts. I feel like your thoughts are in line with the truth as well. Ace of Swords, High Priestess, very intuitive, going this way right here. So I feel there's like I feel like you're receiving a lot of intuitive thoughts. I also feel, you have that immersion card. The High Priestess, she sees the beginning, middle, and end of all situations, right? But I kind of get like a different message here between the Cancer card there, that card that says immerse, and the High Priestess. I feel like the more you put your energy into something, it's like the more intuitive about it you become. Like that's, I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, again, it's kind of funny to me that, I always tell people, it's like, when do most YouTubers blow up their channel, right? If you go to any YouTuber and you sort their videos by oldest to newest or whatever, and you go through it and you find kind of like where their channel took off, it's like 7 years or it's like 5 to 7 years, right? Somewhere around there is when most YouTubers take off. It's like, part of me has always wondered, just random side note, is if like living in it for a certain period of time, do you become more intuitive about something, where you're able to trust your intuition more, or are you just better at recognizing patterns, right? Because you've been existing in it for a very long period of time. Part of me does feel that, intuition is just kind of pattern recognition in a lot of ways, right? And that's what I feel for you. It's like the longer you're in something, the more intuitive you're going to become. I don't know. I feel like it's beneficial. With the King of Cups, you have the Hermit. Again, I literally just told you that this person is opening up. Again, Hermit mode. I'm telling you right now, don't say I didn't warn you, Aries. If someone comes in and kind of like, captures your attention, catches your eye, because I don't know if it's you or them, or it could be both of you. It's like I see two, at least one person in this situation, could be both, opening up. It's like going from closed to open. That's how I see this, how I see this. And I know some of you are thinking something inappropriate here, so how dare you, right? But what I would say here is I feel like someone's going from closed to open, and they've been in a closed off period of time, and now they're opening up to love. And it could be any sign. With the 9 of Wands, you have the 8 of Pentacles. There you go. 8 of Pentacles is work. It says the juice is worth the squeeze. Again, the 7 of Pentacles is my card of is the juice worth the squeeze. 8 of Pentacles says, yes, the juice is worth the squeeze, whatever it is that you're doing with the 9 of Wands. So it's going to be worth throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. Really good time for experimentation. Again, literally, I'm doing videos. I've been working on videos for my new channel that I'm going to be launching in June after the retrograde. This retrograde has hammered me. And so I'm not doing it during the retrograde. Sorry. I know everybody wants them now. And, again, I'm not trying to be clickbaity here or whatever, but I'm not, this has been crazy. And so it's all going to be about experimentation and trying new things, because I feel like that is going to be very beneficial. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups. And like I said, Knight in Shining Armor vibes here. Definitely someone very passionate about you here, Aries. I feel like saying this person will move mountains for you, but I feel like it's not so one-sided. I don't like sayings like that for love, where people are like, "Oh, this person will move mountains." It's like weird, and I don't feel like relationships should be like that, where it's like one person is moving mountains. It's like, oh, great, and I do feel like this is just a solid person. With the 5 of Cups, you have the 10 of Cups. There you go. Again, you're going from a disappointment. This is a very simple reading. Plain and simple. You're going from a disappointment to fortune after difficulty or happiness with the 10 of Cups. So, damn, Aries, I love this reading. Very good for you. So, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.